Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. I'm going to be looking now at Prince Harry and his alleged phone calls to staff at Kensington Palace. Secret phone calls to former staff members. And the news of these phone calls comes from Neil Sean, who seems to be very well connected and getting these little tidbits that he's dropping slowly for us. And this latest is that Prince Harry is very homesick and phoning staff members at Kensington Palace, where he used to live, well, in the little cottage there in the grounds, and of course where William and Kate and their children currently live. So I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross just to look and see what's going on with the loneliness. Does he want to go home? Is that what is going on? And I'm just using the normal Rider-Waite for this reading, and let's see what the cards want to tell us about Prince Harry. And at the bottom of the deck, just as I put it down, out comes the Five of Swords in reverse. Five of Swords in reverse. Prince Harry is tired of fighting. He's tired of all this conflict. He is tired of his own inner conflict, and he's tired of the conflict with his family. He wants to end it. So a very loud message there that he wants a new start. And so let's see what the situation is currently that he is in. Three of Cups in reverse. He's missing his friends. Of course, he has ghosted a whole lot of his own friends on the instructions, allegedly, of Meghan Markle. And of course, this is just a tarot reading, just my opinion, entertainment purposes only. But his old mates, his friends from school, his army friends, that friend group that was together forever and that William was also part of, he's missing them. He is really missing his mates. And not only those friends, but I think those people he worked with at Kensington Palace, people who were loyal and faithful staff members who were friends as well. So he is definitely feeling rather down at the moment. And what is his challenge? As if Three of Cups isn't enough of a challenge, feeling homesick. Well, his challenge is he left. Six of Swords, quite literally. He and Meghan got in that boat and they found their freedom in California. They left. And this is literally the card of traveling overseas, traveling away from a situation that you found very difficult. So in order to go home, he has to say, well, that was a terrible mistake. And oops. And please, can I come home? Please, everybody, please, 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 can I come home? So what is underlying all of this? What is at the root of all of this? The Chariot in reverse. I have an urge to giggle, but I won't. This is the card of plans and schemes not working out. Things have not gone according to plan, and they have not been able to get traction, get the show on the road, get all those deals. Well, they theoretically have all of those deals, but nothing has worked out. The Chariot is the card of ambition, of driving forward, and they have not. They have become. Their plans have been derailed. It's a car crash. It's my car crash card. It's a car crash. Everything that's going on in his life is a car crash, and he knows it. It's major arcana, first major arcana to come out here. It's a terrible disaster, and he's going to at some stage have to admit that it's a terrible disaster, and I think we are all waiting for that moment. So what is his focus at the moment? What is his goal? What does he want? Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Well, that is the letting go card. When it's upright like that, you're hanging on grimly for dear life to all that you have got. You've got your pentacles and you're not letting go of them. It's quite a greedy card, but the focus is that there is nothing to hang on to. really. There are no pentacles to hang on to, and really it's all a disaster, and he needs to give it up. It is the letting go of something card, and letting go of this idea of making all of these pentacles. And he's got all those different cities in the background, and he was going to be the king of California and rule the world, and everybody was going to adore him and bow down before him, and he was going to be so wealthy and so successful and so influential. He's going to have to, and he is, by the seams of things in this reading, letting go of that notion that he was going to conquer. And I've seen this coming up repeatedly in readings on Harry, that he was going to be a colossus, but he is only a colossus in his own mind, and it is beginning to dawn on him that he actually is a mental midget, and he has the influence of a gnat. So what has happened in the recent past? Their recent past was precisely what I'm talking about. The King of Wands, he was going to be the King of California. He was going to be the mover and shaker. He was going to recast the world in his own image, and everyone was going to bow down before him. But so far, Chariot has driven right off the road, has rolled down a bank, and is lying on its roof with its wheels spinning and smoke coming out of the engine. So what is going to be happening in the near future with homesick Harry and the Lovers? This is definitely not Harry and Meghan card. This is wanting to reconcile. It's a choice, and it's a major choice, major arcana, wanting, I would say, to go back to the royal family and reconcile with the royal family. There is the angel, there is the sun shining down, and all the abundance in the background, the fruit trees and whatever. And it's the back to the Garden of Eden, because that is what's depicted. There is the serpent in the apple tree, and he wants to go back to the Garden of Eden and be forgiven and get back into that position where he led that charmed life. I do think he now realizes what a charmed life he led when he was a so-called working member of the royal family. So let's see what is behind these phone calls to staff. What is going on? Let's just see what is going on. Oh dear, we get the Four of Swords. This is the defeat card. The knight who has given up his sword and been defeated and is now trying to rest and recover from this terrible defeat that he has sustained, and also the defeat, the ruin of his reputation in the Four of Swords. It's very often the card of reputational harm, and Harry is quite desperate. I think he's phoning and talking to them about, what a wonderful man he was, and talking about his uniforms and all the times when he was able to strut up and down with those polished boots instead of those horrible shoes that he wears now, those nasty brown suede things, and that horrible grey suit. When he was a glorious knight, and everything was wonderful. And I'm sure there is somebody there on the other end of the phone who's reminiscing with him about those glory days. And don't worry, it will all be fine. You can come back and it will be wonderful again. Please don't, we all say. But let's see what's going to happen. What pressure is he under? What influences is he under? And we get the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. He has been cut out of the royal family. He has been literally cut out. He may not have been removed from things like the line of succession, and we all know that is a drama and a saga and not an easy thing to do, but he has been removed from the royal family, from that castle, from that abundance, from that glamour and security and wealth and privilege. He's been removed from it all, cut off. Daddy has shut his purse and said no more. And Harry is feeling the pinch. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. He's feeling left out. He's feeling cash strapped. And I don't think that life in Montecito with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse is any compensation for the things that he has lost by leaving the royal family and by leaving the safety and security and the abundance that they represent. And so definite financial pressure there, financial pressure, but also pressure of, you're not welcome. We don't want you back. You left. You decided to leave. So can you come back to the Garden of Eden? We'll see. So his hopes and fears at the moment, lonely, homesick Harry, hopes and fears. He fears the King of Swords. He fears the King of Swords in reverse. The King of Swords in reverse is that father that has said, nope, you're out. King Charles, that was a slip. Prince Charles and possibly Prince William in there, nope, you're out. And you're going to feel the pain of it now. It's a vicious cutting out when it's the King of Swords. It's a ruthless card, ruthless energy. No more heart in the matter, no more emotion, no more sentiment and forgiveness and mercy. It is now, this is the cutting, the execution, the removal, the surgery, because the King of Swords is a surgeon. You are now being cut out, cast out, and he fears that. He fears the consequences of his actions. So whoever the dear retainer, the old retainer is that Harry is phoning and trying to sweeten up, and I'm sure trying to sweeten up so that they go and spread the message to Prince William and Prince Charles that poor Harry wants to come back. Don't think it's going to go very well, but let's see what the outcome is of these anxious phone calls home. The High Priestess in reverse. The High Priestess in reverse for me is stony silence. It's my stony silence card. And the upright, it's a silence card. It's secrets. It's communing with the higher beings, the spirit world, with your intuition, your wisdom and all of that stuff. But when it's in the reverse, it can be disconnected from all of that. So disconnected from your inner wisdom and from your soul, your guidance, all of those profound things. But it is literally also my personal stony silence card, that he may be, the phone may be being answered when he phones the former staff at Kensington Palace, but if he phoned anyone else at Kensington Palace, I'm getting the idea that the phone is not going to be answered. So however lonely and homesick Harry is, and however much with that Lover's card and the Garden of Eden he might want to go back, that choice, I want to go back, he is not going to receive a rapturous welcome with the High Priestess in reverse. And of course the High Priestess in reverse is also secrets being revealed. So it's quite risky for Prince Harry if he wants to go back. There might be a price to pay. In terms of truths that come out about all kinds of things that he may not want revealed at this point. So on that interesting note, I'm going to close this reading and I'll see you on the next one.